Hello and welcome. In this video, let's understand how we can containerize our .NET applications using Docker. I have opened up my Visual Studio. Now let's create a web API that we will be containerizing using Docker. So let's create a new project. I will select the web API. You can see here I have this option enable container support. But for now, let's don't check this checkbox. We will be creating a normal application and then from scratch, we will be going to containerize that application using Docker. Okay, so let's leave this checkbox unchecked and go ahead and click on create. My application has been created. Now let's run this application. My application is running and my Swagger is also running, and I can say try it out and click on execute. So it will make the request and get the data, right? So it is running at this URL. I can go to my browser and open this URL again, and I will get the data here, right? Okay, so our application is working fine. This is the default application that we will get out of the box when we create a new web API project in Visual Studio. Now let's see how we can containerize this application and run this on Docker. Let's go to the folder where we have this project. I will say open folder in Explorer. Okay, my folder is open. I can close my Visual Studio now. We need to create a Dockerfile that will tell us what are the steps that will be performed while containerizing this application. So let's create a Dockerfile, and the naming convention is very important here. We need to create a new file here, and this file should not have any extension. Again, this file has no extension, and the name of this file is Dockerfile. Let's open this file in Visual Studio Code now. First of all, to run our application in Docker, we need a runtime. So we need a .NET 8 runtime in our container, right? So let's add that from Microsoft Container Registry. So to get the runtime, we basically need to say from microsoft.com. So from this URL, we need to pick the ASP.NET runtime. So this will basically give us the runtime. After that, in the container, we should not use the root user. Let's create a new user. For that, we can use this command, user app ID. So this will create a new user for us. That new user will be used to do all the processing, right? After that, let's create a folder with name app. In that folder, we will be having our application running. Okay, and to create a new folder, we need to use work dir command. So work dir will create a new folder and we will move to that folder. Okay, once that is done, we need to expose some ports in our container, because when the application is running, when our API is running, we need to interact with that application from outside world. So for that, we need to expose the port. For now, I will be exposing port 8080 and 8081 because API will be running on these two ports. Now, once this is done, we need to build our application. And to build our .NET application, basically we need the SDK. Similarly, how we got the runtime, we need to get the SDK also. To get the SDK, we need to use this command. Here I am saying from this URL, get the SDK, and I am specifying the version. I need the .NET 8.0 version of the SDK. Okay, and I am calling this image as build. So I have my build now. Now what I need to do, let's define a variable, because I will be publishing my application in release mode. So let's create a variable, and to create a variable, we can use this arg command, and I am declaring a variable with name build configuration, and the value of this variable is release. In some time, we will use this variable while building our application. Now we need to create one more folder where we want to copy the source code of the application. Okay, as we have already seen, we need to use work dir to create a new folder. So let's do the same thing. I am saying work dir and I am creating src folder, right? After this, we need to copy the data, right? We have to copy the data where we have the application. We have the application here, right? Demo docker1 folder. From this folder, we need to copy the data to the Docker image. First, let's copy the CS proj file. Okay, so what we are saying here, we are saying copy, and what we are copying the CS proj file, and we are copying to dot means the current folder. So basically this command will copy this file to src folder. Once we have the csproj file, then we can fire the .NET restore command to get all the dependencies that are required by the application. Okay, so now we have the csproj file in src folder. Now let's run .NET restore, and to run a command we can use run keyword, and this will basically run this command. What I'm saying .NET restore, and this file will be used to restore the dependencies. So whatever dependencies are mentioned in this file will be added to our Docker container. Once we have the dependencies, now we can copy everything. To do that, let's use copy. So what I'm saying, copy everything. We are running these commands from this folder, from this Docker1 folder of the Windows, and from this folder I will be copying everything to src folder, right? So this is what this command says, copy dot space dot. I'm copying everything from my Windows folder to my Docker container folder, right? Once that is done, let's move to working directory if we are not already in the working directory. So I am moving to src folder, right? So once that is done, now we can fire our build command. Now we can say .NET build. Let's do that. So see what I'm doing. I'm saying run. I want to run this command, and what this command is doing, this is saying .NET build. I want to build this project, right? This is my project file. I want to build this project, and the configuration that I want to use, I'm specifying this with -c. So the build configuration should be release, because we have this variable initialized with release. So the configuration release will be used, and O means I am specifying where I want to put the output of this build. Once the project is built, we will get some output, right? Like DLL file and other things. Those will be copied to this folder /app/build. Okay, this command will complete the build process for us. Once the build is done, now we can publish our application. To publish the application, we can use .NET publish command. To publish the application, let's again take this build image, because we already have this image with .NET SDK. Okay, so let's take that image again, and to take the same image again, we can say from build as publish. So what I'm doing, I'm just taking this build image, and now I'm calling this as publish. Again, I need to declare a variable. Let's declare this again. So every time you use this from keyword, right, all the variables will be gone. Once you have declared the from keyword, you need to again declare your variables. So let's create this variable again, and then we can fire our .NET publish. So what I'm saying, I'm running .NET publish, and this is my csproj file. This is my configuration, and this is the folder where I will receive my output. So it will be coming in the publish folder. I am saying use appost false, because we will be running our application manually using the .NET command. So once we have published our application, what is the next step? Next step is to run this application, right? So we have all the artifacts present here in the app publish folder. Now we need to take whatever is the output here, and we need to move it to the base image, right? Because this image is having our runtime. In this image, we will be running our application. Let's again take this image, and we have seen how we can take the earlier image. We can say from base as final. So this is our final image. We are taking this as our base, right? And now let's move to app folder, and then we need to copy everything from here to the app folder, right? To do that, let's use the copy command. See what I'm saying here. I'm saying copy from where I want to copy. I want to copy from publish, right? Publish means this image. I want to copy from this image, and in this image I need to go to this folder app/publish, right? Because in this folder we have all our artifacts like DLL files, and I want to copy to dot means the current folder. And what is our current folder? Current folder is app. So this will copy our artifacts of the application to app folder. Once it is done, then we can finally run our application using the entry point command. So see what I'm saying. I'm saying entry point. So this will run this command .NET docker demo1 .dll. So basically this will start our application. Once this is done, you can save your file and you can come back to your folder. Now we have this created Docker file, right? What is the next step? Next step is to open command prompt. We need to run docker build command and make sure your Docker is running. So I have this Docker running here and I don't have any image currently and I don't have any container running also, right? So let's run docker build command. Docker build command will take the Docker file and build this application as an image and put it in our Docker right here. Okay, now let's run the docker build command, docker build, and we should specify a tag here. Tag means we are giving a unique name to our image, and this is important. And basically using this, you will be identifying your image in Docker. Let's name our tag as demo docker1, and we need to specify a version here. Let's specify v1 as our version of this image. After this is done, we need to specify a dot here. Dot represents we are running this command with context of the current folder, because in the current folder we have this Docker file. Let's run this. We are getting a error here because we have named our file as docker demo1.csproj, but actually the project file is demo docker1, right? So let's rename this file in our Docker file. So let's correct this csproj file name here. So I have corrected the name of the project here. All right, let's save this and close this up. So let's now again try to run our docker build command. Docker build is running and it is trying to fetch all the images that we have specified. Depending on your internet speed, it can take some time. So let's wait for the process to complete. Process has been complete and our image has been created. Now we can go to your Docker and the images, you should see this demo docker1 and the tag that was given as v1, right? So the tag is here and this is the image ID, right? Now, but you see, there is nothing in our container. Now let's run this application in a container, and to run the application, we need to use docker run command. Let's say docker run, and we need to specify the ports that I want to expose while running. If you remember, we have exposed 8080. So 8080 is the port on which I want to access my application, and this port I want to map it to the 8080 of my container port, right? And I want to expose one more port, that is 8081, and that also I want to map to 8081. So basically this is the Windows port, like this is the host machine port. I will be accessing my application from this machine. So this is my machine port and this is the port of the container, right? Docker container will expose this port, right? So after specifying this, let's specify the which image I want to run. So the image name we can see here, that is demo docker1, and then we need to specify the tag also. Tag is v1, right? So this is the complete tag, or we can say this is the complete name of the image, demo docker1 colon v1, and it is important. If you don't specify this, Docker won't be able to find your image. So let's run this command, and you can see our application is now running at 8080 port. Now if you come to Docker and go to containers, you can see our application is running and some random name is given to our application, but this is our application and it is running on 8080. So let's go to this URL and check it out. So if you go to this URL, you can see nothing is here, but if you go to /weather forecast endpoint, you can see we have our data here, right? And if you refresh, you can see the data is coming from the container. So we are successfully able to run our application in a Docker container. So that's it for this video, guys. In this video, we have seen how we can easily containerize our .NET application and run it as a Docker container. If you have any questions, please put it down in the comment box. I will be happy to answer those.